This is Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. I'm Star Sports editor Ryan Finley, here with Greg Hansen. Greg, let's talk about the Pirate himself, Mike Leach. Arizona goes up to play Washington State this weekend, and they face a coach who is certainly singular in terms of his just about everything he does. He's a love him or hate him kind of guy.
Yep.
Do you love him? Do you hate him?
You know, the divide is growing.
Yeah.
I still look back at his Texas Tech days. His last 9 seasons at Texas Tech, he had winning records, and he did more with less. To me, that sells me on he knows what he's doing. I know there's a growing sentiment that he doesn't know what he's doing. Why? Because he wrote a book on Geronimo?
Yeah.
But I think he knows what he's doing. In those 9 years at Texas Tech, he had 17 all Big 12 first team positions, picks.
Whoa.
11 of them were receivers. So he was doing it with receivers.
Michael Crabtree.
And he was a quarterback who switched.
Right.
He had Danny Amendola, who was a walk-on,
Right.
and undrafted in the NFL. He had Wes Welker, who was a walk-on and undrafted in the NFL. Guys turned out to be franchise players because of his system. So, I mean, he spotted those guys and developed them. To me, that's enough to say, when you're playing him up there especially, it's big trouble.
Is part of the Mike Leach mystique, Greg, the fact that he's coaching at these out-of-the-way places?
That's a good point.
I mean, when you go into, it's hard to win in Lubbock, Texas. It's going to be even harder to win in Pullman, Washington. If this guy was at USC or Miami or someplace like that, would there be a little less maybe intrigue about him?
Yeah, remember Ed Orgeron at USC? He was as different in his way as Leach is in his way, and yet he was being celebrated because he won like 2 key games late in the year with all the good players.
Right.
Well, Leach has never had all the good players. He's got enough to beat you, though.
Yeah, it's from an X's and O's standpoint, and I'd asked Daniel Burke about this on one of our previous shows. I would put Leach and Rich Rod in the top 3 or 4 in the league in terms of what they do with the guys they have. Where would you put them?
I would put them probably 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, because who else has had to do that? Mike Riley has. He's the other guy in the equation. I wouldn't put Todd Graham in there because he inherited really good players from Dennis Erickson. He's obviously a really good coach.
Right.
Chris Peterson, he won from Power at Boise State. Now he's not doing so good with, probably a little bit above average at Washington. I think it's those 3 guys in the league who have learned how to do more with less. And now Kyle Whittingham, I don't think he has less at Utah now. I think he has more.
Right. And he's not different. He'll just try to pound you.
But he's obviously a guy who I think can win anywhere. And in the next couple of years in this league, if they get a quarterback, of course you can say that about anybody, I think Utah's going to be really tough out.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Albertsons. For Greg Hansen, who does not walk through the woods to work, it'll be a very long walk from your house, and there are no woods. I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.
It's game time here at Albertsons, so listen up. It's our goal to help you score great deals. So pay attention to the game plan, because you could win Cardinal season tickets, the chance for your child to be a Cardinal kickoff kid, or $10,000 cash and other prizes. Here's what you do. Look for this tag, buy $10 worth or more. Grab your prize code at checkout and enter it at scoregreatdeals.com. Now let's play football. Get in the game for your chance to win.